What is going on, guys? Welcome back to Sport Jumbo. Today we're looking at the top 10 NBA draft steals. At number 10, Rashard Lewis. Rashard Lewis won his first NBA title last season with the Miami Heat, but the best days of his career were in the mid-2000s. Lewis was the 32nd pick in the 1998 draft, and it took 2 seasons before he became a major contributor in the NBA. He averaged at least 20 points per game from the 2004 to 2005 season through the 2006 to 2007 season. For his career, Lewis has averaged 15.5 points, 5.4 rebounds, and 1.7 assists per game. He is a 45% shooter for his career and has nearly made 39% of his three-point attempts. Lewis was a starter and averaged 19 points per game in 2009 when the Orlando Magic made the NBA Finals. He's a 2-time All-Star and is an 8th all-time in the three-point shots made in a career. At number 9, Louis Scola.
Brooks gets around Hassel, sets up Scola on the baseline for 2.
The San Antonio Spurs have a knack for finding the diamond in the rough in NBA drafts. The Spurs drafted Louis Scola 55th in the 2002 draft, then dealt him to the Houston Rockets years later. At his peak in the 2010 to 2011 season, Scola averaged 18.3 points, 8.2 rebounds, and 2.5 assists per game. For his career, the Argentinian forward has averaged better than 14 points and 7 rebounds per game, as well as a career shooting percentage above 50%. Scola's durability is almost as impressive as his statistics. He has played 468 regular season games out of a possible 476 in his career. Now that he is on the Indiana Pacers, he has helped transform the Pacers into a legitimate title contender now that they have a bench. At number 8, Monte Ellis. Ellis was drafted 40th by the Golden State Warriors in the 2005 draft. While his shooting percentages have declined in recent years, he still has proven to be a prolific scorer. He has averaged 19.4 points, 4.7 assists, and 4 rebounds per game for his career. He has the 67th highest scoring average per game all time in the NBA. To go from a middle of the second round draft pick to a player who can average more than 25 points per game for an entire season in 2009 to 2010 is remarkable. Ellis has only made the playoffs twice in his career and can get a little trigger happy, both of which may indicate he is just a player who can put up big numbers on bad teams. However, he still has enough time left in his career to improve his shot selection and become the second or third scoring option on a good team. At number 7, Gilbert Arenas.
Get there, can he? Gilbert Arenas on the attack. 7-4 Washington early. They have a number of players.
Agent Zero was the second pick in the second round of the 2001 NBA draft. Arenas was a starter and averaged double figures in scoring his rookie season. He averaged 29 points per game in the 2005 to 2006 season for Washington and averaged more than 20 points per game in his career. Arenas was a 3-time All-Star, the 2002 to 2003 Most Improved Player, and a 3-time All-NBA selection. At number 6, Clifford Robinson.
And it has really made a huge difference here in Detroit.
As we talked about, my career high free throw percentage.
Clifford Robinson was drafted 36th in the 1989 NBA draft, but had the second most win shares out of the players in his draft class. Robinson had an 18-year career in which he was an All-Star in 1994, the 6th Man of the Year for the 1992 to 1993 season, and a 2-time member of the NBA All-Defensive Second Team and played in the finals twice. He played the 9th most games in NBA history. Robinson ranks 49th in all-time field goals, 34th in three-point field goals, 100th in made free throws, 48th in steals, 44th in blocks, and 46th in points for his career. He averaged 14.2 points, 4.6 rebounds, and 2.2 assists per game in his career. He also shot better than 35% from behind the three-point line. At number 5, Tony Parker.
Flash has him. Parker on the drive, nearly lost it, still dribbling. Parker with 2 to shoot. Just gets it off in time, and he banks it in!
Tony Parker wasn't drafted as low in the draft as his teammate Manu Ginobili, but he was still taken 28th. He has had the second most win shares among players in the 01 draft behind only Paul Gasol. Parker has started for San Antonio since his rookie season. For his career, he has averaged 17.1 points, 6 assists, and 3 rebounds per game. Parker is a 5-time All-Star, 3-time NBA champion, an NBA Finals MVP, and has averaged at least 20 points per game in the playoffs 5 times. Despite being old, Parker's career is by no means over. In fact, his points per game has increased in each of his last 3 seasons. He is nearly a lock for the Hall of Fame, and considering that he was the last player drafted in the first round in 2001, his career is even more special. At number 4, Cedric Cabellos.
Is the center, and Latrell Sprewell is the number 2 guard. Cedric
Cabellos was drafted 48th out of 54 picks in the 1990 NBA draft by the Phoenix Suns. He was a starter by his third year in the league and played 11 seasons in the NBA. In the 1994 to 1995 season, Cabellos averaged 21.7 points, 8 rebounds, and 2 assists per game for the Los Angeles Lakers. He consistently shot a high percentage, especially early in his career. He had the second highest shooting percentage in the NBA in 1992 to 1993 when he made more than 57% of his shots. Cabellos was a member of the Suns team that made an NBA Finals in 1993, and he was an All-Star in 1995. At number 3, Steven Jackson. Jackson was drafted 42nd in the 1997 NBA draft, but has the 6th highest amount of win shares from his draft class. He was the starter for the Spurs when they won the 2003 NBA title, and he played 14 games in last postseason for San Antonio. For his career, Jackson averaged 15.3 points, 3.9 rebounds, and 3.1 assists per game. He averaged at least 20 points per game for 3 consecutive seasons in the late 2000s, and Jackson is also a 35th all-time in career 3-point field goals made. At number 2, Michael Redd.
Defensively against Michael Redd. So let's see if that continues, even though Kobe is not 100%.
Redd on the arc, and it's a long deuce.
Michael Redd has the 3rd most win shares of any player drafted in 2000, and when he was the 43rd selection in the first draft of the new millennium, Redd averaged more than 20 points per game for 6 consecutive seasons, including 27 points per game in the 2006 to 2007 season. He shot nearly 45% for his career and was a 38% 3-point shooter. Redd was an All-Star in 2004. He has the 2nd lowest career turnover percentage in NBA history and helped lead the Milwaukee Bucks to the playoffs 5 times. Redd was one of the few bright spots in what turned out to be a disappointing draft. And at number 1, Manu Ginobili. Manu has done it all. He's a 3-time NBA champion, a 2-time All-Star, and was the 2007 to 2008 6th Man of the Year. Not bad for the 57th and 2nd to last pick in the 1999 draft. The Argentinian wing has taken on a number of different roles for the Spurs, and he has been instrumental to San Antonio's success in all of them. He has been both the starter and an important player of the bench. He has been a scorer and a felicitator. He led the team in scoring during the 2007-08 season. For his entire career, Ginobili has averaged 15 points, 4 assists, and 4 rebounds, plus 1.5 steals per game. The 57th pick in the 3 previous drafts were Torrey Braggs, Roberto Duenas, and Drew Barry. Most basketball fans haven't heard of any of those 3 players. Instead of fading into anonymity, Ginobili became a champion and a potential future Hall of Famer. So that's going to wrap it up for this episode of Sport Jumbo. Hit that like button if you enjoyed, subscribe, and comment down below who the biggest draft steal of all time was. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Stay safe and have a great day.